So over here, you can see that I have a character animator project and I have already applied a transformation animation on the logo right here. So the logo first moves from left to right and then from right to left. So that is the animation right here. So I can get this around and then change the type of the animation that I have right here. So right about on 1 second, it moves on right and left, but it is quite, let's say, stiff. So the logo actually moves from left to right, but it is quite stiff. There is no easing going on right here. So what I want to do is I want to add an acceleration and deceleration to the animation right here so that it looks much more natural. So for that, let us first understand what easing in and easing out is. So if I were to go on to any one of the keyframe right here and right click on it, you can see that there's several options right here. Like there's ease, ease in, and ease out. If I were to play this right now, you can see that it seems as if the logo is bouncing off from the right hand side, as if there's a wall right there. But if I were to go and right click over here on this keyframe where the bounce actually happens and click ease in, let's see what happens now. So ease in turns the keyframe shape into something else. As you can see from the left side, you can see that it changes the arrow right here, but over here on the right side, it stays the same. So if I were to play this, you'll be able to notice that the speed of the animation slows down as it progresses towards the impact zone right here. So if I were to play it, it decelerates, as you can see. So let me just play it. It decelerates, but once it reaches this, you can see that it actually bounces back just like that. So there's easing in going on. That means as the timeline is progressing, the logo is easing in onto place, but it is not easing out. So if I were to right click over here and click on ease out, what happens is that you can see that the keyframe changes over here. And if I were to press the play button right here, the logo moves from left to right. And then right around here on this section, it does not seem as if it is bouncing, but it is actually rather slowing down and then accelerating. So let me just continue this out just like this. And you can see that this is how it actually works out. So what I want to do now is add in an ease out over here as well. So as I press the play button, you can see that it starts immediately. What I don't want is that I don't want it to start immediately. I want it to start with easy ease out. So I can right click right here and click on ease out, and you can see that it slowly starts. So ease out is for starting and ease in is for ending. That is how you need to know how the ease in works. So over here as well, I'm going to add an ease in, and you'll notice that the animation is much more smoother now. You can see that it actually slowly accelerates out, and then it doesn't bounce off, but it decelerates, accelerates again, and decelerates. So that's how it actually works out right here. If you were to go over here and right click and click on linear, what happens is that it bounces off right over there, as you can see. So by default, linear keyframes are added in Character Animator. I can right click, and instead of adding in, let's say, ease in and ease out, I can directly add in ease right here, which adds in both ease in and ease out at the same time. So if I were to press the play button right here, as you can see, both ease in and ease out has been added in at the same time. So just like that, I also have hold keyframes. So now over here, in case of linear keyframes, what happens is that I can select it, click on linear. You can see that the in between frames are generated. But if I don't want the in between frames, let's say for example, I want the frame to jump directly on the left side, I can toggle hold keyframe right here. Now let's see what happens. So there's like frame generation right here, but as it reaches right here, there's nothing changed right over here. But if I were to change this to toggle hold keyframe, let's see what happens. It accelerates out, and right over here on this section, nothing happens until it reaches this keyframe where the whole keyframe is there. So if you don't want the in-between frames to be generated, you can toggle the whole keyframe right over here, and this is how it seems. You want the whole keyframe back, like you want to get the linear animation back, you simply go to linear, or let me just keep in ease on all of it so that the acceleration and deceleration is added on all of them. And that is how you can work with hold keyframes and easing keyframes inside of Adobe Character Animator. So if you guys learned something as always, and as always, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.